Yo, shalom, shalom, dumelang sanbanani jambo enlo o. This is your bro Amiel, aka Moheberua Azania, welcoming you to Edenic Truth Institute. Kiale amuhela nyan bingelela. Welcome you all and thank you for joining us for this great presentation. It will be the first of so many other presentations, and I hope that you guys will draw some value from the information that will be shared on this platform. So today I will be talking about what is known as the seal of truth in the original Hebrew Old Testament text. So what is the seal of truth and why is it significant? Well, these are some of the aspects that really interest me about the Bible in its original Hebrew language. There are so many truths, concepts, and insights that one can derive, things that give us a far deeper understanding of the scriptures, its true profundity, and certainly why so much focus and attention has been given to these texts historically. So what is the seal of truth and what is its significance? Let's get right into it. So the seal of truth is based on a particular interesting component in the creation account or narrative as found in the original Hebrew Bible and language. So the last three words of the Bereshit account, the Bereshit is what many of us know as the Genesis, So in the Hebrew language, the original Hebrew language, what is referred to as the seal of truth are the last three words in the Hebrew creation account, which is the phrase bara Elohim lasot. Bara Elohim lasot. This phrase loosely translates as Elohim created to do. The idea here, the interpretation of this phrase, is the message that as Elohim or God's creatures, we have the responsibility to do, to act, and to take part in the creation process on this earth. In other words, to be co-creators, hence in the image of the Creator. I think that it simply makes sense that if the Creator is defined by creation, by what He creates, then those in the image of the Creator must, among other things, create. The question, of course, could be how are those in the image of the Creator how are they, to go about expressing their creative abilities? Well, I think I will make another video just to touch on that. I think that would be an interesting subject. So anyway, moving on, then why is this phrase referred to as the seal of truth? Bara Elohim lasot. Why is this referred to as the seal of truth? Well, it is because if we look at the last letter of each of these words, that is bara Elohim lasot. Bara ends with the letter A. Elohim ends with the letter M. Lasot ends with the letter T. So these are the letters A in Hebrew Aleph, M in Hebrew Mem, and T or Tav in the Hebrew language, A-M-T. So Hebrew has no vowels. So this word represented in the English alphabet as AMT. So it's represented in the English alphabet as AMT. But in the Hebrew word, the letters AMT, in the Hebrew language rather, the letters AMT are a word. They are actually the Hebrew word for truth, and they are pronounced as emet. So it is written as AMT because there are no vowels, but it is pronounced as emet, the word emet, and this is the Hebrew word for truth, and that is the significance, and that is what is meant by the term the seal of truth in the original Hebrew creation account. So, as you may be aware, the name of this channel is Edenic Truth Institute. Edenic Truth Institute is founded on the idea of finding solutions for some of the societal problems that we are facing as humanity. A key part of such solutions, in my view, is about, or rather, they are linked to the attainment of genuine emancipation. Genuine emancipation for all life forms that are currently imprisoned and subjugated under the abusive, the deceptive Western idea. There is a phrase, a popular phrase attributed to Yeshua, where he says that ye shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Now, based on the above, Yeshua states that truth is the catalyst for genuine emancipation. Yeshua, however, would have conceived truth from an African Hebraic perspective. It is therefore my view that emet, which is the Hebrew concept of truth, that if well considered might hold some keys towards genuine emancipation. This concept, the concept of emet, of truth, forms the basis of Edenic Truth Institute, ETI's approach to the subject of emancipation, hence the name Edenic Truth Institute. Thereby, I will make another video to expound on the Hebrew term emet and why, in my view, it becomes significant in our liberation struggle, and possibly why Yeshua would have made the statement that he made. So, as we continue to unpack the concept of truth, so I will explain the term emet, the term truth, as we unpack the concepts of life centrism and unified life consciousness. It is my view that life centrism is the view for the future, that it is a necessary view for the future, and I hope that it will become clear why as we continue. Now, going back to the seal of truth, what is the significance of the seal of truth? Well, one, I believe that it speaks to textual origins. We know that there are various people, scholars, etc., who have made the claim, some of them in the Afrocentric space, etc., who have made the claim that the Hebrew Bible finds its origins in the Greek text that is known as the Septuagint. So, from this perspective, or those who make this claim are essentially saying that the known Hebrew texts were actually copied from the Greek text, making the Greek text, the Septuagint, the original writings from which any other Hebrew text would have derived from. Now, seals like this, in my view, that are found throughout the Hebrew text seemingly contradict such notions. Because what these texts, seals, and codes say, what they tell us, is that the Tanakh could not have been written or originally written in any other language except Hebrew, or perhaps a very similar or an identical language. That is because such codes and seals can be observed in the Hebrew text and language alone. It would be, in my view, it would be close to impossible, and I think possibly logically so. It would be close to impossible to take what is an original Greek text. Let's say, for example, that the Greek texts are the original, and then we translate them into Hebrew, meaning the Hebrew becomes the translation. But then we find that the translation contains codes, seals, depth, insights, and meaning that far surpasses the original. In my view, then, these codes, these seals, and also what is referred to as gematria, which we will go into, that such aspects of the Hebrew text, that they seemingly prove or support the notion that the Greek Septuagint, or the Greek texts, that they were translated from older Hebrew texts and not vice versa. Secondly, what they seem to tell us is that what they seem to point out is the textual integrity. What that refers to what I mean by textual integrity, is that there were all of these codes, these numbers, number codes and seals that were deliberately encoded throughout the Hebrew text and specifically the Torah. What that seems to tell us is that at a fundamental level, the text must largely remain unaltered. Hence, what that tells us, it tells us that the integrity of the text can be determined with great accuracy. That is to say that much of them must remain exactly or similar, largely similar to what they were when they were originally written. As any alterations, any fundamental or great alterations in these texts would certainly break these codes, these seals and numbers that do form part, and they are invariably written and coded into the text, that they would be broken if there were any or serious or any fundamental changes to the text. So, in my view, then, that is what these codes, these seals, these codes, the gematria, that they show us, they somehow point to the integrity, the textual integrity of the text, that they remain, largely unaltered, largely similar or the same or unaltered from how they were when they were originally written. So that is it for this video, the Hebrew Bible, the Seal of Truth. This is your bro, Amiel Muheberua Azania. This is Edenic Truth Institute. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and if you want to hear and see much more content like this, please do so. Share, subscribe, like, and please also note that I will be dealing with many other topics like health, culture, isn't to spirituality, history, religion, politics, current events, technology, science, etc. So this is an open platform. We'll be sharing so many other ideas, dealing and delving into so many other subjects. But that is it for this video. This is your bro, Amiel Muheberua Azania, signing out. Shalom, Chod, or peace.